Hey guys, Bob Heilig here, your virtual upline. So it's been a little while since I've been here on Facebook Live. It's good to be back. Today's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about prospecting and recruiting. But if you're watching this today and you have ever or currently are dealing with a prospect that you've presented your business to, you've presented the opportunity to them, and they are kind of stringing you along and they haven't made a decision, yes or no. I know it used to drive me crazy when it happened, but if you've ever dealt with unresponsive prospects, then I want to share with you a really powerful method of getting that prospect to make a decision. And it's what I like to call the takeaway method. Now, I want to tell you this. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people making when it comes to following up with prospects is they continue the process way too long, right? They don't pay attention to what the prospect is doing, right? They're listening, but they're not looking. They're not judging by the actions that the prospect is showing them that they're not interested by not making a decision. But I see so many people that just keep following up and keep pushing. And the problem is what happens is, and there's a very delicate balance, but when you come across as needy, if the prospect feels like you need them, they are going to, a lot of times, they will become less interested in what you have to offer. Because think of it, their mindset is, well, if this is so great, why do they need me so bad? So there's a very delicate balance. Now, let's take this scenario. You've presented your opportunity to the prospect. You've made an attempt or two to follow up with them, and they just haven't made a decision yet. Maybe they kind of went radio silent. You're not able to get a hold of them anymore. Instead of just continuing to push, here's what you do. You take it away from them. See, when you take the opportunity away from a prospect, here's what it winds up doing. It winds up making them want it more. See, when you're prospecting and recruiting, you have to have posture. You have to come from a strong place. You have to have the mindset that, look, I don't need you, right? There's no one person that's going to make or break my business other than me. So here's what this looks like and sounds like. Let's say I've presented my business to Joe, and I've given Joe everything that he needs to make a decision, and he still hasn't. Well, I'm going to say this to Joe. I'm going to say, Joe, listen, at this point, if you don't know by now that this is for you, right? I've already given you everything you need. You've seen a presentation. You've tried the products. You've come to a meeting, whatever it is. Joe, if you don't know by now that this is for you, I am going to tell you that it probably isn't for you. So let's just forget about the opportunity for now. Maybe we can revisit it down the road. You know, I don't want to continue to waste your time and bother you. I've got a ton of other people that are interested that I need to follow up with. I appreciate your time. So do you see what I just did? I took it away from Joe. Now, here's what's interesting when you do that. A lot of times it'll make Joe want it more. See, when you take it away from them, it does exactly the opposite of what they're expecting. See, they're expecting you to perpetuate that they're what they think network marketers are, which is they just want to bother and harass. Well, when you say, Joe, I don't need you, it changes the dynamic completely. You've got to have that posture. Let's say that I follow up with Joe and I leave him a voicemail. He doesn't answer. I send him a text. He doesn't respond. I make 2 or 3 legitimate attempts to follow up and he's gone radio silent. Well, here's what I'm going to do. In that 3rd or 4th try, I'm going to call him up and I'm going to leave a voicemail that sounds like this. Joe, listen, I am judging by your lack of response that you are either it's really bad timing or you're no longer interested. Either way, I want to let you know that's fine. I'm calling you to tell you this is the last time I will be calling you about this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to cross you off of my list. Thanks for your time. If you are interested, get back to me. If not, hey, let's catch up soon. Now notice what I did. I told him I'm going to cross him off my list. I don't have a list. He doesn't even know what the list is, but I'm telling you, some people don't want to get crossed off a list. I can't tell you how many times I've left that message and somebody called me right back and they said, wait, I'm interested. Because what I've done is I've shown them I don't need them. I have posture now. You have to come from a position of strength. And the interesting thing is this. A lot of times, the prospect will respect you for not pushing too hard. Maybe Joe is interested, and maybe it's just not good timing. Well, guess what? If I don't act like an amateur and harass him, and I act like a professional, and I say, Joe, I'm getting it's not good time for you. Why don't we just revisit this? Well, guess what? Joe's going to appreciate that. And when the timing is right, because I created a positive interaction and I didn't harass him, he's going to be open to joining me when the timing is better. But I'm telling you right now, listen, stop chasing prospects. You do not need people. If you feel like you need someone, you're not talking to enough people. Have posture, take it away from them, and watch how many more people actually want what you have when you come from a position of strength.